up guys, Austin here, and first off, happy 4th of July to anyone who celebrates it, and if not, then happy Friday or whatever day you're watching this video. So anyways, in this video I wanted to talk about something that I was just thinking about last night, and that is Android Wear versus Google Glass. So if you guys haven't noticed, these are basically the same device, just in a different perspective. So they're both Google Now devices if you really think about it, except that one sits on your wrist and one sits on your face. And before I get started, this is probably going to be a pretty short video, so be sure to leave your thoughts and comments in the description down below to get this discussion rolling. So like I said, Android Wear and Google Glass, these are both glanceable. These are both used for glanceable notifications. So really the discussion, at least for me, comes into three main categories, I guess, and that is, I guess, kind of the features, even though they're mostly the same, the price, and basically how do I want to put this, the social aspect and the social acceptance of both of these devices. So first, what can both of these things do? Well, of course, it's a heads-up display that sits on your face, and it can give you glanceable notifications such as you can send text messages, you can get driving directions. And one place where this differs from smartwatches, or at least from Android Wear smartwatches, is the fact that it has a camera. But also that camera presents a main problem, and that'll probably be the last thing that I talk about in this video. But other than that, that's really where the difference lies between Android Wear devices and Google Glass devices. It sits on your face. It's still the same notifications that you're going to be getting from Android Wear, because these are both Google Now devices. So anything you can do on Google Now, you can basically do on both of these platforms, except again, it's just the form factor that is different. So it's basically hands-free, where Android Wear, of course, it's going to be on your wrist, so that's not really hands-free. So it really depends on what type of perspective you want on the device. Now the second thing that I want to talk about is price. Of course, Android Wear, we just got three new devices that launched, the LG G Watch, the Samsung Gear Live, and the Moto 360, which unfortunately isn't out yet. And this is where they differ a lot, and I guess this is one of the main selling points for me, at least, for Android Wear over Google Glass, because I know if you guys have seen my other videos, I made a couple of videos on the topics of smartwatches saying that I wasn't really sold on them, but after you see the Moto 360, it kind of sells you on it. But Google Glass, $1,500. So we have the LG G Watch, which is $229 right now. We have the Samsung Gear Live, which is $199, and then we're gonna have the Moto 360, which is probably gonna range realistically anywhere from $300 to $400. Google Glass is $1,500. I'm gonna say that again. So you're basically gonna be getting the same type of notifications on both of these devices, except one is gonna cost you more than $1,000 less, and this is definitely gonna appeal at least a lot more to the general consumer base than Google Glass, because a lot of people aren't going to shell out $1,500 for something that is basically an explorer's program. And I know that this is a beta stage. This is mainly for developers to get their hands on it and see what type of applications they can develop. And we should be seeing a consumer version that's significantly less in price. I mean, I think Google Glass only costs less than $200 to actually, well, at least the materials in it. I'm sure the manufacturing cost adds a lot to it, but I'm thinking the retail version is of course going to be a lot less than $1,000 if they even want to sell these units. But Android Wear is offering basically the same functionality. I know it's not on your face, it's not the same perspective, but it's almost the same thing for significantly cheaper. So this is where there's a huge margin between the two devices. And of course, Google Glass is not where it needs to be right now, so it's kind of not fair to compare the two, because one is still in development and another is kind of in development, but they have products out there to the public. So that this is a place where where these two platforms really differ. And I want to know what you guys think, if the cost is something that really puts Android Wear over Google Glass, puts Android Wear over Google Glass in terms of just appealing to the public eye and trying to sell these things. Now the last point that I want to get into is kind of the social acceptance / privacy aspects of both of these devices. Now this is something, of course, where Android Wear is up here and Google Glass is down here. This is a very experimental idea, and a lot of people, of course, aren't going to like it in the earlier stages, because it is kind of scary if you think about it. If you're going to have this camera on your face that can record anything, record conversations, and the person might not even know. So of course this boasts a lot of huge privacy concerns. Now the second thing is social acceptance. So I know not everyone is going to want to go into public wearing Google Glass because it makes you look a certain type of way, and a lot of people don't like this way. I mean, certainly it's definitely a cool device. I mean, I got to try one out, and of course I posted a picture on my Instagram because it's a cool thing, but I'm not sure if I can see myself wearing this thing everywhere I go in public. Now this is where, of course, again, Android Wear definitely takes the cake on as opposed to Google Glass, because this is something that you can wear on your watch. Again, the Moto 360 is, and this is one of the main reasons I know a lot of people are going over the Moto 360. I'm gonna wait over the G Watch and the Gear Live. I'm not really considering getting those, at least for personal use, but I'm definitely considering getting the Moto 360, depending on the price. If it's $400, I probably won't get it because I can't really justify $400 on something that does the same thing as my phone. But it is pretty cool, and Moto 360 looks like a watch. This is one of the main selling features. It has a round display, and not even the fact that it looks like a watch. This is incredible technology to have this edge-to-edge round display. But anyways, it has a round display and it looks like a watch. So if I don't want attention drawn to me, I can wear this in public and not have myself stick out as much as everyone else. And also, it's fashionable. I know people, this is a concern. If you're going to be wearing something on your body, technology or not, you're going to want it to look good. That's just a simple fact. So Moto 360 is really one of the first devices that I've seen that I could actually imagine myself wearing every day and being perfectly fine with it. So these are just some things to, you know, just to talk about. I definitely, again, I want to hear your comments in the description about this. What are your preferences, Android Wear, Google Glass, and even what are some things that Google can do to make both of these devices better? I know Google Glass is definitely, right now at least, more of an enterprise project. Definitely that's where I see that device heading, but Android Wear is definitely a lot more consumer friendly. So again, I want to know your thoughts. Thanks for listening to me ramble. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. Thumbs up if you like the discussion, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.